This is Korea News for February 28, 2022. With the presidential election approaching on the 9th, the results of a public opinion poll on the 28th showed that in a multilateral poll, Democratic Party presidential candidate Lee Jae-myung and People's Strength presidential candidate Yoon Suk-yeol were in a tight battle in the approval rating survey. When asked about their chances of winning regardless of the candidate they support, the gap between the two candidates narrowed further, and more than half of the respondents said that they thought Lee Jae-myung was lying more. Opinion polling company Realmeter, commissioned by The Fact, asked 1,009 men and women over the age of 18 across the country for 2 days on the 26th and 27th for which candidates to vote in the presidential election showed support. The gap between the two candidates is 5.1 percentage points, and they are fighting within the margin of error. When asked about the possibility of winning regardless of whether he supported him or not, it was found that the public opinion that predicted Yoon's election was close to 50%. 48.7% of the respondents chose Yoon, and 44.5% chose Lee Jae-myung. More than half of the respondents, 51.9%, found that candidate Lee Jae-myung was the candidate who lies the most about various allegations related to him. In terms of party support, 40.4% of the Democratic Party, 38% of People's Strength, 11.1% of the People's Party, and 3.1% of the Justice Party, etc. It was 6.1%. Attorney Nam Wook, who is imprisoned by the prosecutors who are investigating allegations of preferential treatment and lobbying for the Daejeongdong Development Project in Songnam-si, Gyeonggi-do, said, Dong Jae-woo, the former acting president of Songnam Urban Development Corporation, who is imprisoned, used the 360 million won he delivered in 2014 for the re-election campaign for Mayor Lee Jae-myung. It turned out that he had secured a statement that he might have done it. Attorney Nam Wook is the owner of Chunhwaedong in No. 4, an affiliated company of Washin Daewoo Asset Management, a private enterprise in Daejeongdong. According to the Dong-A Ilbo coverage on the 27th, the recording records of accountant Jong Young-hak, owner of Chunhwaedong in No. 5, secured by the investigation team of the Seoul Central District Prosecutor's Office, include the circumstances in which Washin Daewoo officials worked hard to help re-elect Lee Jae-myung of the Democratic Party, who was then mayor of Songnam, in 2013, etc. This is contained in the transcript dated April 30, 2013, lawyer Nam told accountant Jong Young-hak that former acting deputy director Yoo Dong-jae had said, "Let's discuss how it will be helpful for the mayor's re-election." This is included in the recording dated July 25, 2013. 3 months later, lawyer Nam Wook also said that Yoo Dong-jae's ex-deputy acting representative's remarks were, "You put everything together and say, tell me about this sold out. I will report to the mayor, so I will say, you do what you want in Daejeongdong." There is a passage in which the accountant Jong Young-hak shares the content of just doing it and asking him to make some money. It is known that former acting deputy director Dong Jae-woo resigned from Songnam Urban Development Corporation 2 months before the 6th local election in April 2014 and helped candidate Jae-myung Lee in his campaign for re-election as Songnam mayor. Attorney Nam Wook, during the prosecution's investigation, said, former acting deputy director Yoo Dong-jae worked very hard to campaign for candidate Lee Jae-myung to return to the construction company. "I worked hard for the election," he said. After Lee Jae-myung's re-election as Songnam mayor, Yoo Dong-jae, the former acting deputy chief, returned to Songnam Urban Development Corporation as the head of the planning division. Prosecutors are also said to have secured a statement that before and after the 2014 local elections, former acting deputy director Yoo Dong-jae received 360 million won from Mr. Prosecutors found out that from May to September 2014, Mr. Kim, the representative of a real estate agency, gave 2.25 billion won to attorney Nam Wook, and it is said that lawyer Nam Wook delivered 1.2 billion won of this to Mr. Kim. During an investigation by the prosecution in November of last year, lawyer Nam Wook said, it is said that he heard that Kim gave 360 million won out of 1.2 billion won to former acting deputy director Yoo Dong-jae. Attorney Nam Wook said, it is known that former acting deputy director Dong Jae-woo used 360 million won, but it is known that he stated that he presumed it was used to fund the re-election of Mayor Lee Jae-myung due to the timing. Attorney Nam Wook on October 22, last year, mentioned in the transcript of June 29, 2014 his close relationship with Jang Jin-sang, former Songnam City Policy Director Kim and former Acting Deputy Director Yoo Dong-jae, who appeared in the transcript dated June 29, 2014 during the prosecution investigation on October 22 last year. May have changed, he said. Candidate Jae-myung Lee was elected as the Democratic presidential candidate on October 10 last year, and lawyer Nam Wook returned from the United States on the 18th of the same month. The Democratic Party said, it is unfounded about lawyer Nam Wook's statement about the use of 360 million won. An official from the Democratic Party's presidential candidate Lee Jae-myung said, although the basic position of the Democratic Party's Election Response Committee is to wait for the results of the prosecution's investigation, he refuted, this is a claim without any basis and common sense is absurd. It is reported that the prosecution is continuing the investigation without including this information in the indictment, considering that there is a conflict between the claims of lawyer Nam Wook and the statements of those involved. The number of daily confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Korea recorded 139,626. The death toll stood at 114, a record high. The Central Quarantine Countermeasures Headquarters announced that as of midnight on the same day, there were 139,626 new confirmed cases, bringing the total to 3,134,456. The route of infection was 139,466 domestic cases and 160 imported cases. On this day, the number of new confirmed cases increased by 44,264 compared to the same period last week. The government announced on March 1 that it would temporarily suspend the quarantine pass system at multi-use facilities in 11 industries, including restaurants and cafes. On the 28th, Minister of the Interior and Safety Jeon Jeol said, considering the reorganization of the quarantine system taking into account the characteristics of Omicron and the issue of equity by age and region, the application of the quarantine pass will be temporarily suspended from the next day. Recently, public health centers have been putting a lot of manpower and resources into issuing negative confirmations for quarantine passes due to the rapid increase in the number of confirmed cases, he said. The Korean Central News Agency, KCNA, announced on the 28th that North Korea conducted an important test for the development of a reconnaissance satellite in connection with the launch of a semi-medium-range ballistic missile on the 27th. According to the Korean Central News Agency on the same day, the National Space Development Agency and the National Defense Science Academy reported that they conducted an important test on the 27th according to the process plan for the development of a reconnaissance satellite. Then, with this test, the National Space Development Administration and the National Defense Academy said, the characteristics and operation accuracy of the high-resolution imaging system, the data transmission system, and the posture control system were confirmed by performing vertical and oblique imaging of a specific area on the ground with the cameras to be installed on the reconnaissance satellite told. He emphasized that this test is a test of important significance in the development of reconnaissance satellites. Earlier, at 7:52 a.m. the previous day, North Korea fired a missile, presumed to be a semi-medium-range ballistic missile, from the Sunan area of Pyongyang into the East Sea. Thank you for watching today. Please like and subscribe.